this time, yeah, this time I'm going to keep the timer. I'm not going to display any timer. So you will keep a track of your time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Start, Ian.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amistan Paul. Today, I am going to say about the movie review of Gamyam. Means it is about destination, and we will see our friends and everyone will think everyone are permanent and everyone are ours only, and they'll think they are only ours and some other people are not ours. They are strange. We will think, but the point is here we will think what we will think it will not happen. It is going to change and it will definitely change, and we have to accept. And sometimes in the movie we will see when we see the hero and heroine, and they'll be in different places, and they will not meet each other, and there is a gap, and he will travel for her, and every time he will travel for her, but he can't find. Means in the destination we will think in the movie means we will think like hero heroine and will meet, but in the that is the real life situation, in that they can't able to meet, and in that only, in that process, one friend hero met one friend, and he is his friend, and he will think he is our only, he is our they are very close to each other, and will think like and hero will think he is my favorite person and will be there with me, uh, along with me every time, uh, and he will think, but the thing happened is he will die after some other time. Means he will work hard and he will try to uh, and he will try to get together both of them, and we'll see in other example. If we go anywhere means we'll think like these persons are limited persons are only ours and other persons are not ours, we'll think, but what the thing happened means they are not ours, and we have to accept the destiny. And the conclusion is firstly we have to accept everything, and the destiny goes what might the destiny goes, we have to accept everything, and that's all now.
Yeah. So you have totally taken. You had still like you had taken 22 minutes 20 seconds. You still had like 40 seconds to speak because it was a 3 minutes review. Um, you talked about the movie Destiny. Uh, I
Yes.
have a few things. The opening might be more clear. I felt like it was little clumsy. Whenever you're talking about a movie, you should. It is always good that you talk about the director, right? Talk about the movie details, right? Who is the producer of this movie, right? Who is the director of this movie? What is the budget of this movie? Correct.
Oh,
So uh, you should talk about all these details first. Otherwise, there are many people here, right? They don't know what movie you're talking about, who is the actors, right? So that is what
yeah.
you should talk about. And always, you said this movie is about two persons, and you said again a friend is coming in. It was little clumsy, and you should said what is the outcome of this movie, right? What are the values? You tried to said it, but it was not that clear. I was able to see few clutch words, and of course, even before you say the movie, you could have found a quotation, which is the moral of this movie, right? What is the outcome of this
Yes.
movie? So for this, if you had find a quotation and then started with a movie, and then as you introduce, you could have said about all the people whoever was involved in the screenplay, direction, music, everything, and then you could have said the movie. That would have also have been a plus. And otherwise, yeah, you were able to use some hand gestures, but sometimes your hand gestures were stuck. um, Otherwise, I think yeah, it's good. And yeah, and I felt like sometimes the flow was so fast because you were trying to tell something, but even if I miss a microsecond, I will not understand like what you said. It was the speed. You could have maintained your speed little moderate, rather than quickly delivering what you wanted to deliver. You could have made it little slower, so that everybody will understand the context.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Otherwise, it was good. Keep practicing. Don't stop with this. I also have other advice to people. If you are joining little early, because we log in exactly at 6:15 or 6, I mean 8:45 or 8:35 most of the time. So you can log in, and then once everybody is ready, I'll be there, and you can talk about a topic for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You can prepare and you can present it here before the session starts. So I'll be there here, and many people will be there here to attend, and this will be a good exposure to you. So we can try that. I think Dhruti has said that she will log in little early every day. So if anybody is interested in doing the same, of course, I can share you the list of topics you can take, and you can present it every day before the class. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ian. Okay, now I think Meena, you want to go next?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Sorry, I don't know if I'm interrupting other turns, but yes, I actually have some things, so I would like to go next. So, okay. So, yes, today I'm going to talk about, yeah, so good evening and good morning, everyone on the call. Nice meeting all again today on the call. And so today I think everyone is going to talk about which our favorite movie or what. So, I'm going to talk about a very interesting movie, and this is also one of the biggest blockbusters movie in Hollywood. So the movie I'm going to talk about is Independence Day, and this movie was I think many of you might be like very familiar with this movie when I say Independence Day, and this movie was released in this came out in 1996 in Hollywood, and it was one of like it was the highest grossing movie in that year. And just to give a brief info about the background of that movie, as I told, like, so the movie was produced, directed by Roland Emmerich, and it was written by Don Devlin. And the key, I think, the actors were the famous actors were there, like Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, Mary McDonald, to name a few of them. And the overall budget of the movie was $75 million, and but the box office was $817 million. Okay, so this is about the just to the basic what the movie is about, and I mean, like, I'm just going to go into the plot. So I think though many of you may be aware, so just let me give a brief overview of the plot that we want to about this movie. So this movie actually it talks about the alien invasion. So what happens is on July, closer to the Independence Day. So we all know. I think hope many of you know what is Independence Day in America, right? It is July 4th. The July 4th is referred as Independence Day in America based on their history. That is how they declared as Independence Day. So what happens is in 1996, closer to the Independence Day, just a few days before the Independence Day, a big alien ship comes and invades, comes in the US, and kinds of sends saucers around and invades multiple cities in US, key cities like Los Angeles, Washington, New York. Many cities are being sieged, and everyone kind of all the people are very panicked. I sense also like all these shooting kind of thing, and all the people are panicked, and everyone is like wondering what to do and what happens. The citizens are very panicked and very scared of the situation. However, there are some few people who rise up to the occasion, and one of them is the key characters. As one of them is a marine pilot, like marine one who's Will Smith plays the role of this. So who are actually on a vacation, so they call back to actually rescue and help the country in this critical time. And one is the second character is a technician who is very good in reading signals, and he intercepts a signal. He sees a signal that is with all these alien kind of signals is there. And the third character is one retired commando pilot who was once upon a time, he claims that he was uh, kidnapped by the the aliens. So that is one character, and the most important character is also the president of the United States here. So these are the four important characters that So they all come together, talking briefly. So they all come together at this point due to various um circumstances, like, I mean, to various turn of events. All of these four characters come together, and they all, like, overall, the United States and the army, the highest command point, they decide that they have to actually start attacking the spaceship in a straightforward way. So they also prepare all these spaceships, I mean, all these fighter pilots, and everyone, like all their citizens, are called to recruit. And they also, so many citizens come in and want to serve as pilots to beat these aliens and to rescue United States from the alien invasion at that point. And most, including this marine pilot, the technician, and as well as this old the retired pilot and commando, and most importantly, the President of America also comes volunteers to serve as a pilot in this situation. So they all come together and
Meena,
they, yes,
I think we are like now 4 minutes 28 seconds.
okay,
Okay, so okay, no problem. And we will continue. I will share the feedback. Okay.
okay. Sorry, want me to continue or stop?
No, no, you can. I think we can stop here because it is just 3 minutes. I thought you will conclude. I was just waiting, but it's
Okay,
still
no
going
problem.
on.
Yeah, sorry, I was
That's right.
that. No problem. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. Yeah. So Rohan, ready? Go ahead, Rohan. Even if you speak 4 lines, that's good. Go ahead. Lakshman says spotlight him. No need to spotlight. No worries. You can just speak. Okay. Go ahead, Rohan.
Hmm.
Just speak. Your favorite movie. What you think about that movie? Just go ahead and speak anything. Any book, movie, anything you can speak. Okay. Maybe I'll come to you. I'll give you some more time. Is it okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we will see next. Okay. Who wants to go next? Okay. So I have choice to choose. Okay. So okay. Dhruti, you will go next. Not now. Okay, Madhu.
Can I go last?
Sure. Madhu.
Okay, I'll go. So the movie that I'm going to do is Encanto, and it was released in I think 2021 around by Disney. And essentially the plot is about a large family that basically runs a village that is secluded in the mountains. And what's special about this family is it's very large and everyone is born with a special gift except for Mirabelle, who's the main character of the story. So over time, like the conflict of the stories is essentially that things in the family are starting to go wrong, like their house is starting to break, and some of the gifts that each of the family members have are also breaking. And these gifts, they're like basically just special powers. So one of them is shape shifting, another one is creating plants, one of them is super strength, stuff like that. So once the conflict starts, Mirabelle's the only person that notices this happening. So she tries to get the family to listen to her, but no one takes her into consideration because she doesn't have a gift. And as the person that doesn't take her seriously the most is her grandma. And she basically doesn't value her as much as the rest of the family. It isn't direct, but it's more indirect. Um, because she doesn't have a gift. So she decides to try and fix things by her own. So she tries to go to her sisters who are having problems with their gifts and tries to help them by making them see in a different way. She also goes to her Uncle Bruno's room and finds a vision that showed her in front of the entire house that's broken. But her cousin finds out about this and she's trying to not get the entire family to find out, but her grandma does. And this eventually leads to the climax of the movie where they have basically an argument, Mirabelle and her grandma. And one of the most important lines that she says, "I'll never be good enough for you, will I?" So essentially, after this point, because the family the bonds between the family have broken so much, the house starts to crumble and is eventually completely demolished. So, and Mirabelle runs away from the house, and her whole family is trying to look for her. Um, but then the grandma realizes what she was doing was wrong, and Mirabelle is still um she's still just as important as everyone else, even though she doesn't have a traditional gift. And she apologizes to Mirabelle and explains herself as to why that happened. Because when they were first moving to that spot, um, she she was pregnant with triplets, which were Mirabelle's mom and her aunt and uncle. And they were trying to come into the mountains, but sadly, Mirabelle's grandpa died, and this caused a lot of heartache for the grandma. So she's essentially trying to create the perfect family, and this isn't really happen. Mirabelle is essentially the exception because she's the only one without a gift, but the fact that she doesn't have a gift helps her create a strong bond within the family. She's kind of like the glue that holds everyone together. And the story doesn't really have a traditional villain. It's mainly a story about generational trauma. Um and that's why I think it's good because a lot of us can relate to our families having trouble with connections between them and other things like that.
Very good. Very good, Madhu. Today you have like really prepared well. Um, this is more about family relationship. Why a relationship is more important than anything else in the world, because that is the one which helps us to, cross or come out of all hurdles or pains we have. So this is a really a very good movie which you have chosen for today. And also I think I was able to see lot of improvements in you. You were good in maintaining the eye contact. Of course, the time you took was little bit more than what was designated, but that's okay because we all are still learning. So it's all going good. So one thing I liked about you was, even though you explained who the actors were, you were trying to conclude on what is the moral of this movie, right? How is this related to? Because as a public speaker, we will be going to many places, right? And whatever movie you take, you should be able to see what is that you will learn, what is that you will take it in a positive way as a public speaker. So that is the uniqueness of a public speaker when compared to other people. Everybody sees movie as a movie, but as a public speaker sees movie as a lesson, cricket as a lesson, documentary as a lesson, and he will see in every aspect he will see a positive point. Even though it's a flop movie, he will be able to see something good, because any movie you take, right, to direct, there will be a lot of hard work by many people, correct? So that will be realized and recognized only by a public speaker. And why do we choose such type of topics, correct? Why is that they give me such output sessions, correct? So this is very, very important for us to speak. Any public speaker will become an effective public speaker only when he speaks. And this platform will give you sessions, and then we will be conducting output sessions which will help you to apply all the techniques you have learned, and then you will speak with us. And whatever corrections are required will be given to you here, and also will be shared in the group as a group feedback, which you can learn and improvise yourself in the upcoming output sessions. Very good, Madhu. It was good. Okay. Dhruti?
What could I improve?
Um, I think what I felt was you had covered everything, but I don't know why you stopped at the end without completely concluding it. I could understand why you stopped, so that's why I interrupted. So that's all okay. So one important thing which a public speaker should be aware of is emotional balance, and of course we should try to improvise ourselves in that aspect, and it will take some time. Nothing will come very easy, right? It's not easy to become a speaker, and this will come as and then you work on it and you work towards your emotions. So be always, I would say, like, you have seen a movie, right? Or you have seen one documentary, or you have attended an event. So I would advise you to write down the summary of that event, or write down the summary of the documentary, and then present it to yourself, record a video. So this way, as you do it every day or every week or every 2 days, you will see a lot of change in you. And also, I advise you to keep all these recorded sessions as a reference for you, so that first day recording and after 2 months recording, if you see, you will see a lot of change in yourself. Okay, Madhu? Yeah, good. Okay. How about you, Dhruti?
Is it my turn? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
First thing
Um,
I want, 1 minute. First thing I want all of you to remember is, here, even me, everybody here have come to learn. So don't get panic, or don't get worried about how am I going to present, what is this going to impact, right? We have come here just to improvise ourselves. So have that in mind. Be cool. Please take deep breaths before you start any session. If you're feeling so tensed, please remember all the techniques which you learned in stage fright. So please be cool. Take 2 3 breaths before you start anything, and then if you have water, you can have a sip of water, and then you can go ahead. Okay, Dhruti? Okay.
okay, so I'm gonna talk about the movie Bahubali, like both of them, the beginning and the conclusion. So both of these movies took the world by storm. And I mean by storm, like a tornado hitting Earth. Why? Well, it's because the movie is just that awesome. It's directed by S.S. Rajamouli, and it's like super popular, not just in India, but like all over the world. I'm pretty sure I saw it dubbed in English on IPTV. So why is Bahubali so special? What makes it like the top hits, the biggest hits? So it's because the visuals, like look, the Maheshmati Simhasanam, it looks like a place that you could visit in India. Like if you told me that was like 3 blocks down my street in India, I'd start walking. It's also because of the themes that are in the movie, like fight for the throne, action, drama, betrayal, romance, and a little bit of comedy. And it's also because the first movie they introduced the characters, the plot, the story, and the second movie ties it out, like ties it together in such a way that you want to see it again and again. So the characters in this movie are Bahubali, and he's played by Prabhas. He's like your one-stop hero. Sweet, strong, radius, kind. And that radius part is really important in both the first movie and the second movie. So Rana Dagubati played Balaladev. Apparently he's blind in one eye, and he's really good at acting bad. You know he's a good actor when his character genuinely makes you mad. Satyaraj played Katappa, and we've had great performances by Anushka Shetty and Tamana and everyone else. So the visual effects were like literally awesome. Slay. Cause like as I said before, the Kingdom of Maheshwati looks so real, and the battle scenes, especially when the part where Bahubali flips over and grabs his sword from the horse. The cinematography by K.K. Senthilkumar was really awesome, and I think they did a really good job. So M.M. Kiravani picked a really nice tune for the theme song. Like you know the Maheshmati anthem and all, and she chose the music accordingly to like the scenes, and it really tuned in nice. Like for the action, she would make it like nice and fast, and for the battle scenes, she would make it more like spooky and fast paced, which made the scenes way more dramatic, and occasionally slow paced too. So I think if she didn't add like the sound and music, then Bahubali would not be like one of the top movies. S.S. Rajamouli, the director, did a really good job writing this plot and story with his father, and it just tied it all together. It's both ambitious and grand, and the screenplay was just the screenplay keeps you hooked on with its twists and turns, making you ready and like needing more. So Bahubali set a huge cultural impact throughout the entire world because it set standards like really high for Indian cinema and really spread it out through other countries like America and Canada. Like I said before, I went on to IPTV and I went into English and I found Bahubali, well, like in an English dub. Yes, it sounded whitewashed, but still, you gotta give it credit. There's also like a lot of mugs and shirts and outfits with like Bahubali on it, like books, comics about it. They even made an animated series called Bahubali: The Crown of Blood. So overall, I think it's an amazing movie, and it had a really big mark on the film industry. And the storytelling, performances, and visuals were all really good, and I think everyone enjoyed it. I think definitely watch
I
it if
think
you didn't watch it. I would give it a rating 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm
yeah,
sure once you watch it,
Dhruti.
you will give the same rating.
Yeah, I think same thing. The uh, the time is done actually, so it is almost. I started 30 seconds late the timer, but still it is almost now 5 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, your opening was good. So you had given appreciations to each and every person who has contributed towards the movie, and you also shared the details of the movie. Um, Time management, one thing you need to do, and other thing is, I said as a speaker, what is that you understood, or what is that you take it as a moral from this movie, right? So that has to come out. You should say like, this is relationship between what, right? Why is that? What was the what was the character of the hero, right? He wants to serve the people, right? He wants to benefit the people, right? So his aim was only that, right? And also the conclusion too was more about the bonding between mom and a son, right? How much relationship is important, right? Just for his mom, he was okay to fight with an entire kingdom, which is the very big kingdom, right? So this shows how much he loves his mom after knowing his past. So this has to come out as a conclusion or as an output, which will tell people why this movie is important, because that is how it will create a curiosity. How can such a fantasy movie have such bond or such relationship, right? So this has to be recognized, and this has to be brought out in the movie review. Of course, yes, you appreciated each and every person, the director, the producer, what were the visual effects, and the music director. You appreciated everyone. That was good. And then start was good. The only thing is you could not conclude because the time was already exceeded. I gave more than 2 minutes for you as well, so that you will conclude it, but that didn't happen. So next time onwards, what I want all of you to do is, you will keep track of your time, right? So you will write it on your page. Say for example, this is the notebook, so you start writing on your notebook, and then you will do a rehearsal. I'm not sure when you do a rehearsal keeping your timer. Try doing that. You write the content, you rehearsal yourself in front of the camera. You can sit in a room, or a best way is you keep a timer, rehearsal in the mirror. But the problem with the mirror is you cannot hear what you have recorded. So if you want to hear what you have recorded, you record it, you hear it. Of course it will not be correct. You record it, you hear it. I remember there are recordings which I have done for 60 times just to make it perfect during my training. So I would advise you to go with it, because especially in public speaking, the first step, you will be seen as an icon wherever you go. So if you are saying, for example, okay, I follow this, I do this, I do that, right? And then you say that you're not, they don't see that in action. You say that, okay, you go and you talk about time management, okay, and your time is only 10 minutes. You take 15 minutes and you talk about time management. Everybody will, maybe not all, but many people will think that his time was only 10 minutes, but he has spoken 15 minutes. Then there is no value of you talking about time management, correct? This is just a simple example. So as a public speaker, you should keep track of everything, not only your speech, what is your content, everything, your attire, your body language, your delivery, and then your content, and then your evaluation. So evaluation will be, maybe not everybody will directly give you the evaluation, but there will be few people in the stage or in the audience who are your friends, and for sure they will give you a valuable feedback. So this is what I would say for you, Madhu. And also I was able, sorry, Dhruti, and also I was able to see a few clutch words coming in, because I think you were trying to look into your notes. So what I advise you is, have a cue card, have simple points ready, because if you write lot of big lines, then by the time you go like this, you might miss something. So I advise you to use different colors maybe, and then write your cue card so that you will not miss your points. So you will see the colors and you will remember the colors, and you can go ahead with it. It's up to you. It's all the flexibility of the speaker to use the cue card to his easiness. So just to go with it. All are doing good. Honestly speaking, when compared to yesterday, today I'm seeing a lot of changes, because yesterday was just a stage to see how you will speak when you're given a topic randomly, because this will happen to many public speakers. You will go and then they will say, okay sir, I think we were expecting one more speaker to come, but he's not there, so can you please go ahead. And at that point of time you cannot say, sorry, I don't know this event, right? So I always advise you to go ahead and use your library resources efficiently. Take one book, take some topic, take some events, and read it apart from your other enjoyment things, whatever you do. Because as a public speaker, you should be aware of what is happening around your surroundings, what is happening around the world, so that you can speak about that whenever required. Okay, good job, Dhruti. Okay, Chandu sir, you are there? Chandu sir, Chandu sir unnara?
No, ma'am, not there.
లేరండి. Sorry, he's not there. Rohan, I think it's only 5 of us now. I would want you to speak at least 5 lines. Go ahead, Rohan.
Hello.
Hi.
My speech is about the Cars movie. So this movie happens in the world where humans have gone extinct and there's bugs who took over the bodies of cars. So basically, there's the main car who is called Lightning, and he is a rookie car, and he's extremely fast. So on his, so he is in a tournament for the cars, and he is going to go to the final race, and he goes against the good blue car and the evil green car. So in the movie, because of his arrogance, he could have easily won the final race against the blue and green cars, but because of his arrogance, he tied with them as he refused to change his wheels, which caused him to spin out. So now he has to go to a separate race in California for the actual final race because he tied. So on the way to the race, he loses his crew because of his performance during the previous race. So on the way to the California in his truck falls asleep on the road which was carrying him, and then he gets lost and ends up in a small town which is called Radiator Springs. So in this town, because of his accidents and going too fast, he causes damage to the road. So then he's arrested by the town's police, and then he has to help fix the road and fix the town. So on since he's arrogant, he basically does wants to escape from the town, but since they put him in basically handcuffs for cars, he's forced to work on the road, and he builds a relationship with the cars of the town, of the small town. In the town, he finds one of the main cars who is called Doc Hudson, and he didn't know this, but he used to be a previous pro car racing, but he retired because of a very big crash, so he's no longer able to race. So in this small town, he ends up training with this retired pro car, and then he gains humility and some new skills for the big race in California. So now he goes to California and he ends up winning the final race. So this movie was directed by John Lasseter and it was released on June 9, 2006. So it's actually older than me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
very good. At last, you spoke today. I know you can speak, but I'm not sure for what reasons you couldn't speak yesterday. But I could see the movie you chose was really good, because even though it talks about cars, but there are three important points which comes out of this movie. Being arrogant is not beneficial, building relationship is more important, and having good friends is more important, and learning from mistakes and getting trained and winning back the position he had lost, right? These are the important lessons learned from this movie. So you should have, if you have, of course you covered all these points, but when you concluded, you need to conclude that with these 4 points, because you had already covered this as a, in between your delivery. And then I would advise you to lower down your camera a little bit so that I can see your hand gestures. I couldn't see any of your hand gestures. I could just see only your, yes, I could just see, only your head, only till here. So I could just see only your eyes and your mouth, because only these two. But if you, I'm not sure if you use your hand gestures, you didn't use your hand gestures, because the words with the hand gestures creates more impact than anything else. And the other thing is, all of you, of course, I think Meena asked few questions. She asked like, okay, like this, but other people never asked any questions. Maybe Dhruti, she could have asked, have you guys seen this movie? And did you guys really watch this movie? How much how much was the ticket high? Because I remember that I saw this movie in black, right? I couldn't find the seats, so I had to pay higher cost to see this movie. It was so busy, and we had to see the movie on the first day of the release. So we paid more to see the movie. So if she had written this line somewhere else in her speech, it would have, like, attracted the people. And then other thing was, yeah, seeing the, of course, it might be difficult. I would advise you to see your camera lens, because on Zoom, if you see me, which I'm seeing Rohan, but actually I'm not seeing Rohan, I'm seeing my monitor. So if all of you notice me, I'm not seeing you, but now I'm seeing you all. So this is the difference. You're seeing it. Now I'm not seeing you. Now I'm seeing you. So always see the lens. Don't worry about what is happening, in front of you. So just see the lens and start speaking. Same thing while you are recording also. And then I think one thing I liked with Rohan was he never repeated, or he never used clutch words. I'm not sure how much he referred the notes, but I was able to see that his flow was very good. He was able to, start, and his flow was very good. He didn't even stop. His pace was also good. Please, Rohan, even tomorrow going forward, be like this. Okay, so don't worry about what other people think, or don't worry about what is going to happen next. Just go ahead and shoot it out. Okay. um, Otherwise, I think I feel like all of us are improving. I am not sure if Chandu sir is still there. Lakshman sir, Chandu sir will join.
లేదండి కాలేదు తాడేమో
Okay.
చెప్తాను. హాయ్
Chilaka.
ప్రవీణ్, మీరు చీకా ప్రవీణ్, హౌ ఆర్ యూ? మ్యూట్ మ్యూట్.
Happy New Year, sir.